Good morning, YouTube. Hope everyone is doing well. Welcome back to another episode of the Rebuild series. Monday morning, getting ready to go train. I'm feeling pretty okay. Always a little bit pumped up for Mondays. Coming off of our Sunday fun day at home. So weighed more, 196.8. So we had tacos last night. Had a good time with that. So we'll just let the weight trickle back down. Try and be 195 by the end of the week and be ready to rock. So training wise, it is, the off week on the 531 program, or the deload week. So not sure what I'm gonna do. Just gonna wing the training and see what we can do. So supposed to retest the maxes at the end of the week, but I'm also gonna be super busy at work and supposed to work at the store that morning when I'm supposed to be retesting the maxes. So I'll figure out a plan for that. So and see what we can do. But other than that, looking forward to the week. We have exactly 90 days to the end of the year. And I was kind of thinking this morning about, or on the way to the gym and yesterday, been thinking about that. Only 90 days left. And I'm like, man, I like that. That's a round number. How do I want to use the next 90 days? Which for me, get a little bit better, get a little bit stronger, build some great momentum for next year. So that's how I'm gonna plan to use them. But anyways, so we're gonna drink the pre-workout. We're gonna get warmed up. We're gonna get this day rolling. Let's go.
All right, YouTube, let's get this training footage review underway from this Monday training session, which I think was a very solid training session. We've had pretty good couple weeks. Saturday was a solid session with the squats. Sunday's kind of just an off day. It's just the bare minimum. I wake up in the mornings, go out to the garage, stretch, walk a little bit, get under the bar, and then do some lunges. So, for example, yesterday I just did some really light front squat work. Did a couple sets of pause reps for 3 counts just to practice for today, and then we lunged like 100 meters, and that was it. Just enough to keep the streak alive. So this is the beginning of our deload week. This is the 4th week of the wave that I do following the 531 program. I don't deload in the proper sense, but for me personally, I just don't feel like they help me. I've never taken a long period of time off from lifting and come back and felt better. So I have to strike the right kind of balance, Plus, I want to retest our max lifts at the end of this week. So taking time off doesn't help me. So we're going to try and strike a balance this week. What I came up with is we're still going to do the main movements. So we're going to train fairly hard, probably Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, slightly modified. And then we're going to do active recovery Thursday, Friday, retest the maxes on Saturday. That's the plan that I've got right now. We might change it. We'll see how it goes. So, of course, warming up with our daily squat, 3-count pause front squat today. I did want to push on the front squats. I feel like if nothing else, set some training cycle PRs on those this week, and then we'll wrap it there. So we went 45 for 2, 95 for 2, 135 for 1, 165 for 1, and then our previous best so far for this wave was 185. So decided today, after this 165 felt pretty good, 195 was in the tank, so I wanted to give it a run. Fueled up from the tacos and ice cream last night. I told myself there was no excuse for lack of energy in the system. So happy to say we got this, which is a training cycle PR. I'm pretty sure the best that I've ever done on 3-count pause was like 210. So we're not that far away. It was 205 or 210. So for the main movement today, we're still going to deadlift. What I decided to do today was just what I would deem moderate sets of 5. I wanted to feel something heavy, but doing sets of 5, you're kind of limited. It's not like a single or a double, of course. So I think that's a good balance. So that's what I'm thinking about going with for the deadlift and bench days, just moderate sets of 5, taking a heavy squat on Wednesday, and just going from there. And, I'm not perfect by any means in what I do. This is just what I'm going to do this week, and I'm going to reanalyze it at the end of the week for next time we test the maxes and go from there. So we went 135 for 5, 225 for 5, 250 for 5, and then 275 for 5 for 2 sets. And honestly felt good. I felt like the 275 moved fast. It felt just heavy enough that I felt like I did good work on those 2 sets. And from there, it was on to our accessory work. So we kind of split this up a little bit differently than how we had been. Normally we've been supersetting a bunch, but today we just took the main movements individually, and the goal was to set accessory training cycle PRs. So for the single arm dumbbell row, I did 60 for 13, 70 for 15, 70 for 13, which was a training cycle PR and the best of this 4-week wave. And then we took that same kind of mentality and through the rest of the movement. So we did neutral grip lat pull downs. I did 112 for 18, 120 for 16, which was a training cycle PR, and then 127 for 7. And we kind of looked at it as, hey, that was a sign that our accessories moved up throughout the 4-week wave. Everything got stronger. And so that's how we approach the week. Moderate, compound movements, and then push the accessories for the next 3 days. Finish the training day off with just 2 sets of alternating dumbbell curls. Can't leave the gym on back day without a little bit of bicep work. We train arms on Fridays. You can't go a full week in between getting a little arm pump on. So overall, pretty good day. From there, we went back to the garage, did our conditioning work for our lunges. We did 2 rounds of the seated dumbbell good mornings, just some hip extensions, whatever you want to call these, with the band. I did a few Roman chairs that I didn't film, and then it was on to lunge. My main goal for the lunges for this week is push that number. We did 150 for, I think, 3 days last week, so I want to push that for probably 5 to 6 days this week to be more complete in our lunges. I got a little bit lax at the end of the week, and then on Thursdays my hip and knees were just pretty awful for some reason, so we backed it down, but I was feeling good today. Monday's always super busy day with the store and getting the team ready to go for the week. So came inside, wrote out the massive to-do list for the day, and then got started. Got cleaned up, did our personal development, cranked out a little bit of video work, did our daily stoic, our morning journaling, then it was off to work. We did a pro gamer move last night and cooked up a bunch of extra taco meat, so my meal prep for the next couple days would be taken care of and would be slightly more enjoyable than just plain beef with salt, pepper, garlic on it. So do recommend that move. Work today was a long day. It's the first of the week, first of the month, tons of stuff to do, but we wrote out all our our business goals for the week and then just sat down and got after it. Was about I'd say a solid 7-hour productivity run today, so I was happy. Right, YouTube, what is going on? A little bit later on in the day. It's about a wrap for this Monday as far as filming and stuff goes. I've got a few things left on the to-do list to take care of, but not going to film that stuff. So we've had a really good Monday. We've had a strong day. Training went well. Lunges felt good. The store was pretty solid today as far as business, and then I took care of a bunch of to-do list stuff there administratively. So it's the first of the month. There's bills to be paid, reports to fill out as far as like analyzing sales from last month, looking forward to this month, where we think we might be, all that kind of stuff. So cranked all that out. It was a solid day.
Normally I split all that up for a couple days, but I cranked out the majority of it this week. I've got a lot of what I wrote on my business to-do list already done, so I was super proud of that. Trying to start off strong this week and build big momentum. And kind of the reason for that is something that I alluded to earlier, hopefully, in the intro vlog before we trained, which is only 90 days left until the new year. And how I want to use those 90 days. So I finished up a book this past weekend called Unfuck Yourself, Get Out of Your Mind and Into Your Life. I'd kind of started it back a couple weeks ago when I I was getting super stressed out with stuff going down at the store that I alluded to in some videos, and just looking for some resources and something to kind of spur me on. So I finished that book up today. It's a pretty solid book. Do recommend it. That was the main premise of the book. It's like, hey, you've got to find ways to get out of your brain and out there in the external. The only way to improve the internal is to get busy in the external, is a very short summary of the book. So, and I liked some of the stuff he said, but in that theme, realizing we've only got 90 days to make something of this year. And I'm not choosing to be like, well, this year's screwed. We'll just try again next year. No. So I'm wanting to keep pushing and hopefully have the best 90 days operationally that I've put together so far. Last fall, we had a really good streak of, I believe, 87 days of the lunges, the training, and all that stuff. And then I wound up getting hurt, and I really liked where we were at that time. And so I want to take that same mentality and get after it. So what I've done this afternoon is redefine some of the goals. So I've talked about before that I kind of operate with some pillars as far as we train every day, we try and read or study every day, and ideally do something creative every day. As far as, say, like, for me, it's guitar practice or like a video work or just something in more of a creative vein. Those are the pillars, and then I try and build streaks around those. So what I've been doing for the last 17 days that you've seen is what I would call monk mode light. So that's what I call it internally, is like my monk mode. When I dial into my process, that's just what I call it. So, but I was really struggling to get rolling. So I have a monk mode light program and then a regular monk mode. So we're going into the actual heavier version now. So there were some habits that I wanted to cultivate, right? But you got to put yourself in a position to win. So sometimes you might need to make a smaller or easier to hit habit, is what I was basically doing. So we had to squat and lunge every day. There was no real, number attached to that. We just needed to do that, and then it was up to me to put in, effort on it to where internally I knew that it counted. Squat and lunge every day, read every day, and then I was trying to cultivate a no porn habit and then a no social media habit usage. So those were some of the streaks, in addition to guitar or video work every day. So now we built that habit, solid 17 days. The routine is there. So now we want to go further. So we redefine the goals. So what I have is squat and lunge every day, but now the standard is 150 meters on days, and then on off days, for example, on Wednesdays after squats before I get ready to do the sandbag carry, or on Saturdays after we squat before we carry the sandbag, or on Sunday mornings before I go play golf. It's only 100 meters is the standard. So for example, Saturday of last week, when I was feeling a little bit tired and beat up, we only went 75. Well, that's no good anymore. It's got to be 100, right? So we've raised that standard. Same thing with the 150. And then ideally we're going to take it to 200, but I'm setting that as the standard. Now, no porn and no social media usage has been changed up to just no FAP in general, and phone is contact only. So no Google searches, no, Amazon, blah, 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 blah. It's really something that I personally just want to do, is distance myself from the phone a whole lot. And it's a habit that I wrote as my New Year's goal. So that is the next stage of that. So, and only in emergencies, right? If there's something going on and it's like, okay, I've got to get on Google and look this up or figure this out type thing. So that is acceptable, right? So that's where we go. We've upped the ante on that. And then as far as the guitar and video practice, that is what it is, right? That's a personal thing more so than like something that just benefits me overall. So I'm just going to leave that one as is for the streaks. So squat and lunge, read every day. Oh, that was the fourth one I forgot. The read every day now has to be at least 30 minutes a day. So we actually have a number applied to that, and we're going to go from there. So that is the long version to say that I want to make the next 90 days super, the best that I've done operationally in a long time. The idea behind that is set the store up for the best holiday season, operate at a high level, let me control the business rather than the business control me. Be prepared and just push myself overall. So, and then hopefully all that momentum will carry into 2024 and we can compound that. So I've got plans for that, but let's get through the next 90 days before we get to there. So I know I've rambled. I think we're about at 8 minutes now on this video wrap up. So anybody that stayed this long, shout out to you. Thank you. So that being said, we're going to wrap it there. As usual, I hope you get 1% better. I hope you get some small wins. I hope you're doing well, and I will see y'all next time.